How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins, my darling's embrace. Hey, I finally got the name right. I didn't have to hesitate and consider what exactly I was playing, because that's happened at least a few times by now. But anyways, in the last episode, Moeka wanted our help, I guess to do a little bit of a spooky mystery thing, in search of ghosts and whatever else for an article, or something along those lines. Anything to get money, because getting together and trying to form a band has not exactly worked out. I don't know if they're going to continue trying to do that, but it seems as if this is the direction we're going to go in an attempt of money. And yes, apparently Moeka is serious about heading into the radio building. That's where we're at, in search of a ghostly figure that has been spotted around here. Still bewildered, I end up getting dragged into Radicon with her.
いつもこんなことしてるのか、始圧師。
場合によっては。
そうか。
何？
いや。
I was just thinking about how unexpected all of this has been. Moeka doesn't give off a very active image. I mean, sure, this is all for an article, but I still don't think she'd be this bold.
それにしても。非常灯すらついてないんだな。
I look around in the darkness. The inside of the building has been completely abandoned, and both the night lights and emergency lights are off. The only illumination is from the pen light Moeka's holding in her hand. That's our flashlight, that's our source of light as we try to search for ghosts. With this tiny circle of light as our only guide, we slowly advance. Yeah, I'm sure that'll work out really well, and hoping to find something. We climb the stairs, eventually reaching the floor in question, a place rumored to be the site of various supernatural phenomena. It's summer, but the air feels strangely cold here. I hear sharp cracks and clinking sounds. I know I'm repeating myself, but I don't believe in the supernatural at all. Phenomena like that are so absurd that a mad scientist, the likes of myself, can't help but laugh. I have issues with the plasma theory from one professor that's always popping up on TV. If I ever had the opportunity to appear on a show about the supernatural, I'd have no problem saying this outright. Do ghosts exist? The answer is obvious. No. I suddenly hear a loud noise at my feet, causing me to leap several meters backwards. I cautiously look toward the place where the noise came from. I apparently had accidentally kicked a bucket. What is with the game? Like, I don't know why it does that, but it like hella stutters at times. I brought this up in the last episode, but I don't know what this game does sometimes. And it's doing it again, actually.
いや、大きな音に驚いただけだぞ。別に怖いとかそういうわけではないからな。
Moeka looks at me in silence, expressionless as usual. I bite my lip, reflecting upon my own cowardice. I was taken aback by a mere bucket. I'm sure Shining Finger is looking at me with disdain, excuse me. Hyoboin Kyoma shall never get over this disgrace. Oh boy. Thank God we got mail.
なんだ、メールか。びっくりした。いや、びっくりなどしていない。
I continue to pretend nothing happened as I glance down at the new email. Oh shit, okay, so she is scared. She's not really showing it.
怖いのならそう言え、態度で示せ。俺だけ育児なしのヘタレに見えるだろ
う。But, if I speak, the ghosts might attack me. Ghosts?
お前は幼稚園の子供か。
Can we hold hands? Oh no.
Huh?
Do you not want me to? I'm so scared, I just can't help it. Wow. Yeah, I have to agree with Okabe on this one. It'd be nice to have a little bit of emoting. I couldn't tell in the darkness up until now, but Moeka is tightly gripping my hand, trembling slightly. Well, you can't tell that she's holding on to you? She feels kind of cold. Is it because she's scared?
ダメも何ももう握ってるではないか。
ごめん。
How did she text us?
ほら行くぞ。さっさと写真を撮ってしまおう。
Just to make things perfectly clear, I'm not the type of virgin who just turns red from holding a girl's hand. Now that's me. And come on, this is shining finger we're talking about. Sure, her hand's more slender, dainty, soft, smooth, and silky than I thought, but that's all. My heart definitely doesn't feel like it's going to burst out of my chest or anything.
もしもし。そうだ、俺だ。現在、極秘ミッションを遂行中。状況は困難だが、決して絶望的ではない。おそらく、機関の連中に気づかれる前に完遂できるだろう。貴様も十分に気をつけろ。いいな。ではまた連絡する。L、プサイ、カンガロー。
Now that we got that out of the way, come on, game. That is actually happening more often than I think it has ever happened before. I don't know why. The game just stutters. I don't really know what's up with this. And it's like, I've seen it a few times with other visual novels, but this is the one that seems to really be like having problems for whatever reason. And I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to see it on video. I don't think it's gonna like get things off sync, or at least I really hope not. But yeah, it is kind of annoying.
なんだ。
そっちじゃなくて、こっち。
It seems I was about to head in the opposite direction down the hall. Reluctantly, I let Moeka pull me along by the hand, deeper into the darkness of Radikan. Are we gonna die?
ここか噂の場所というのは。
そう。
This area used to be a passage for employees of the tenants who occupied the building. There's a mess of carts loaded with all sorts of things strewn about. It's impossible to see very far with only Moeka's penlight, but this is probably connected to a warehouse and cargo elevator. Moeka finally lets go of my hand, takes the camera out of her bag, and starts snapping shots.
どうだ？なんか変なものが映りそうか？
Hey, stop it. I don't want something weird in the photo.
貴様は何のためにここに来ているのだ?
Yes, let us do this very spooky mission for a article in the magazine. Oh no, that requires going into a spooky situation. Moeka remains expressionless, but her eyes scream, "Oh right, ahahaha," or at least that's how they look to me. She starts taking photos again. However, I don't know if I should call this unexpected, but after checking the photos, we find nothing even remotely suspect.
使えない。これじゃ。
諦めろ、始圧師。噂話などというのは往々にしてこんなものだ。
Well, back to band practice. Moeka keeps staring silently at the LCD screen. She suddenly sticks her hand into the paper bag she was carrying and pulls something out.
なんだそれ。
Moeka is holding a wig in her hand. One with long black hair. I don't know if this is intentional or intentionally the case, or if it's just not particularly well taken care of, but the hair is all tangled and twisted. It's super creepy.
私、かぶるから、取って。
何？
その柱の影から、取って。
おいおい。
Are we really doing this? Won't it be obvious we're just making it all up? I receive an email. Is she reading my mind? No worries. If anything, we gotta go the extra mile or the readers will be disappointed.
そういうものなのか？
ある意味、様式美の世界。
Sure. I don't really get what's supposed to be beautiful about any of this, but, well, whatever. I extend my hand to grab the camera from Moeka. And then suddenly... thump, thump, we hear footsteps. Moeka and I hurriedly turn off the pen light and crouch down. I cast my gaze in the direction where the sound is coming from, but I see nothing there. All we can hear are the creepy footsteps getting louder and louder. Now, obviously, it could be Suzuha. I mean, that's where the satellite / time machine is. But Okabe doesn't know about any of that, obviously. He doesn't know that Suzuha is connected to any of that at this point, right? He thinks it's actually a satellite, if that was even involved in any of his world lines. Moeka is clinging tightly to my arm, probably without realizing it. Ugh, I feel a couple of large, warm, soft objects pressing against me. Get it together, Hyomin Kyoma. Get that mind out of the gutter. Is this place actually haunted? That's impossible, right? As I try to sort things out in my head, I look around and realize something. Due to the way the corridor is constructed, sound echoes around, making it seem like the footsteps are coming from the opposite direction. I turn around, and as expected, I see the light of a flashlight peeking out from around the corner. Moeka follows my eyes. Could it be a ghost hunter who snuck in here? Or even a security guard on patrol? The light turns the corner and starts heading in our direction. We search for a hiding place and try to lay low, not realizing that there's some luggage piled up right behind us. Moeka and I end up knocking over the small mountain of stuff, falling onto our butts. Oh, yep, Suzuha. I hear the footsteps quickly getting closer to us. Moeka and I try to get to our feet and run away, but... my legs are swept out from under me. I flip over and fall to the ground face first, just as a blank silhouette leaps on top of me. Something hard is pressed against the back of my head. What's going on here? Did I accidentally wander into an American slum or something? Yep, that's Suzuha. Unable to believe the situation I'm in, my entire body is frozen in place. Suddenly, the tone of my assailant's voice changes. Huh? Nani? The assailant removes her leg from on top of me and helps me up. I look at my attacker only to see a familiar face staring right back at me. Omae? Baito senshi de wa nai ka? Bikkurishita. Konna toko de nani yatten no? Sora wa kochi no serefu da. Odorokasu na kusama. Odorokasu na tte iwarete mo sa. Keibi no baito da mon. Huh? Nani? だからバイトだよ。ビルのオーナーに頼まれて見回りしてんの。そうだったのか。Well, that's new. しかし、頭を吹っ飛ばすって、ずいぶん物騒な警備員だな。ああ、これ懐中電灯だよ。Suzuha spins around the pistol-shaped flashlight she's holding. When she pulls the trigger, the LED on the end lights up. When Suzuha attacked me, I could feel a terrifying aura flowing from her. How can I put it? It actually felt like she had a real gun. The thing is... like, I would not be surprised if she had a real gun. I know her character. Suzuha raises her voice like she suddenly remembered something important. Damn it, I was trying to dance around the subject.
お仕置きだからね。
いや、そのな。
Punishment? What does she mean by punishment? Just thinking about the way she had her flashlight pressed to the back of my head sends a chill down my spine. Moeka and I decide to spill it all.
心霊スポットの撮影？
Suzuha frowns.
ああ、そうなんだ。すまん。
ごめんなさい。
どうも変だと思ったらそんな噂があったんだね。
本当、すまん。
いやまあ岡部倫太郎が捏造した噂じゃないし別にいいけど、記事の掲載は自粛してよね。
わかった。
あとさ、別にお説教するわけじゃないけど。
Suzuha puts her hands on her hips and starts to lecture us. Yeah, so much of that, huh? For 40 long minutes. At a later date, I'd go on to complain to her about how long her lecture was. She'd respond saying that the uncle who looked after her in her hometown was big on lectures. I guess she picked up his bad habits. Yeah, I wonder who that is. I sure would like to have a little chat with that guy. Well, sorry, Okabe. Something I gotta tell you. Anyway, 40 minutes later, free at last, we scramble out of Radicon. Well, that was an interesting little adventure. The hell's going on here?
次、ここ。
I guess we're still ghost hunting. Mayuri. Don't say that, Okunin. Your dad loves you. Don't ever say such disgusting things ever again. I feel really terrible sending this back to her. Like, seriously, really bad. Alright, more ghost hunting, huh?
ここ？でもここはお前、
Is this the shrine? Yep.
ルカ子の家だぞ。
Yeah, it's true that shrines often appear in urban legends and the like, but Yanabayashi's shrine of all places.
心霊スポットがあるなんて、ルカ子からも聞いたことないがな。
だけど、これ。
Moeka shows me her cell phone. On her screen is a mobile site where urban legend and ghost enthusiasts gather. There's a thread on here about Akihabara. Quite a few, actually. There are all sorts of rumors concerning this area. Yanabayashi's shrine in particular seems to be a hotspot for ghost stories. The ghost of a woman who threw herself into the ocean after being rejected by her love appears every night, nailing cursed dolls to the sacred tree. I don't even know where to start with this one. Yeah, neither do I. That's kind of wild. From stories about sobbing heard from the old well to a storehouse where a doll with growing hair is enshrined, these are nothing but ghost stories that people are trying to pass off as real.
なあ、どれもこれもものすごく嘘っぽいんだが。
そうかな。
ああ。
But we are trying to get money.
でも、一応調べる。
そうか。じゃあルカ子を呼び出して。
Just then I hear a voice from behind me.
京馬さん？
Oh, we know who that is.
の？
I turn around to see Lukako conveniently standing by the shrine entrance.
お、ルカ子か。
こんな時間にどうしたんですか？
From the looks of it, he's on the way back from the convenience store. I can see a bottle of mineral water and a few other items poking out of the top of the eco bag in his hands. Lukako begins to happily trot over, but notices the figure standing next to me and stops in surprise.
あ、桐生さん。
こんばんは。
こんばんは。
After looking back and forth at me and Moeka several times, he starts blinking rapidly. Hey, don't get the wrong idea.
どうしたのだルカ子よ。
え、あ、いえ、その。
Come on, spit it out.
もしかしてお二人はですか？
え？
何でもありません。
Yeah, yeah.
あ
I know what he was trying to ask.
それじゃ僕これで。
ちょっと待て。
I grab Lukako's hand tightly as he tries to flee to his house. He's wearing a somber expression on his face. I still strongly believe that Lukako's Steins Gate Zero sprite and the way that he acts in that game is just way better.
待ってくれ。お前に聞きたいことがあるんだ。少し時間をくれないか。
聞きたいこと？
ああ、実はな。ということで、今始圧師と一緒に取材をしてるんだが。
I'm glad we don't have to hear the same stuff over and over again and things are just swiftly explained.
なんだ、そうだったんですか。京馬さんは桐生さんのお仕事の手伝いを。
Yes. For reasons beyond my comprehension, Lukako's expression immediately brightens. He smiles at me.
そういえばこの前そんなこと言ってましたね。僕すっかり忘れてて変な誤解しちゃいました。
誤解？
いえ、なんでもないです。それでうちの神社に心霊スポットですか？
ああ、ネットで見つけた噂なんだが。
I fill Lukako in on all the weird stories floating around.
幽霊ではないですが、ご神木にまつわる女性の話なら知っています。
本当か？
ええ。
ぜひ聞かせて。
Moeka takes a notepad and pen out from her bag.
はい、いいですけど。でもネットの話とは全然違いますよ。
I know, but it could still be article worthy. Lukako starts telling us the tale of Yanabayashi Shrine, and the sacred tree. The Showa period. It's said that a beautiful woman would visit Yanabayashi's shrine and its sacred tree every evening in the hopes of saving a young man dying from tuberculosis, an incurable disease at the time. Sorry, I cannot pronounce things. She wouldn't miss a day of paying her respects no matter the weather. From time to time, she would even visit the shrine despite being ill herself. 3 long years had passed as this continued. The young man miraculously overcame the disease, returning to the woman he loved. Basked in the gentle spring sunlight, the sacred tree quietly watched over the couple as they tearfully embraced one another at Yanabayashi Shrine, finally reunited.
とまあ、そんな感じで涙なしには語れないお話なんです。
Yeah, but not scary, which is the problem.
どうしました？
海に身投げは？
そんなことしませんよ。
呪いの人形。
そんなもの出てきません。
ほら見ろ、やっぱりデタラメだったではないか、始圧師。
じゃあ漆原さん、これとこれは？
Moeka takes out her cell phone and shows Lukako the stories about the sobbing heard from the old well, and the storehouse where a doll with growing hair is enshrined. What the fuck? Lukako's eyes open wide with terror as he reads the text.
おお、その2つは本当なんだな。
話聞かせて。
Moeka takes her notebook and pen out again.
いえ、とても怖いお話だったのでつい悲鳴が。僕ダメなんですよ、こういうの。でもうちの神社に古井戸はありません。あと人形も奉納されていません。
もう諦めろ、始圧師よ。
I'm actually very curious as to how these rumors like originated and especially spread around. Without a word, Moeka thrusts her hand, into the paper bag she's carrying. She once again pulls out her ghost wig. On top of that, she also removes a straw doll, a long spike, and a hammer from the bag.
何ですかそれ
Lukako's face freezes in terror.
取って岡部君、ご神木にこれ打つから。
やめてください。ご神木にそんなことしちゃダメです。
Faster than the speed of light, Lukako's father dashes outside. I assume he heard his son's screams. He arrives just in time to see Shining Finger wearing the ghost wig, holding the hammer like she's about to hit the sacred tree. He nearly turns us over to the police. Damn, nothing is just working out at all for anything that we're trying to do here. I guess mission failed. And we have mail. Mayuri? Yep. You have to treasure your mom and dad. And I do. I just don't know what to say there. Much like what happened at Radikan, Moeka and I find ourselves on the receiving end of a scolding. We scurry away from Yanabayashi's shrine like the remnants of a defeated army. It's past midnight.
もうこんな時間か。今日はそろそろ終わりにするか。指圧師。指圧師？
もう一箇所だけ。
Oh no. Is this one actually going to be
最
haunted?
後の手段だけど。
Moeka stands up and starts to walk. With little choice, I follow after her. Where are we headed? Wait a minute. This is where she lives. She had led me to an apartment building that looked like it'd seen some rough times over the years. It's basically a two-story shack made of wood. The stairs and other metal bits are covered in rust. The amateur paint job makes it all look that much worse. We're already 10 years into the 21st century, but this place looks like it's been frozen in time since the 1970s.
私の家。
え
2階上がって。
いや、しかし。
I hesitate. Sure, this is for work, but is it really okay for me to barge into a woman's room this late at night? I mean, what if Kiryu Papa, name subject to change, yeah, wait a minute, or Kiryu boyfriend, name subject to change are there?
遠慮いらない。一人暮らしだから。
Wait, how did she know?
あ、そうなのか。それならいい。よくないわ。こんな時間にまずいだろう。
Moeka takes out her cell phone, types something up, and sends it over. Oh, Okabe-kun, you silly head, don't worry, I trust you. I look into the camera, grimacing. I don't trust myself. I don't trust Moeka. And anyway, you're not into older women, right? You're into young, cute girls like, Shiina-san and Makase-san, right? I bet that's because their skin is so soft and their hair is all shiny, their legs are nice and smooth, and I bet they even smell nice when they sweat. Geez, I'm making myself depressed. Anyway, you're not going to try anything funny with me, right? Why do we need to think about this? How am I supposed to react to this? Naturally, if I tell her I won't, she'll probably be pretty upset. But if I say the opposite, that's basically like telling her I'm going to try something skeevy. Damn it, why do women always have to send such annoying texts?
ということで、平気だから。
I would say I relate, but not really, and also that would get me in trouble.
そこ上がって階段。
Up we go. In the end, I'm unable to reply at all. I climb up the creaking stairs to the second floor. I'm led to a door that looks so thin and frail, it would probably open if I just applied a little bit of force to it. No, unfortunately, that's not how it is. Apparently, this is Moeka's place. If this were a TV drama, this'd be the part where Moeka would frantically turn to me and say, "Oh, wait just a little bit, just 5 minutes." In reality, Moeka says nothing as she unlocks the door.
中汚れてるけど。 どうぞ。
じゃあちょっとだけ。
Excuse me in Japanese. Moeka probably has people over for meetings all the time, so I bet her apartment's fairly clean. That's why she's not worried about inviting me in. But it is actually pretty messy, right? Yep. The main room is about 6 tatami mats large, with the kitchen being about 4.5. But the first thing I notice upon setting foot inside her apartment is, well, the abundance of plastic shopping bags all over the floor. Crammed inside these bags are cans of alcohol, everything from beer to shochu to wine. Making matters worse, opened and unopened cans are mixed together. She probably hasn't even noticed that some of them are unopened before she goes to buy more. Plastic bags full of obviously eaten sweets and snacks dot the corners of the room. Fortunately, unlike the messy homes you always see on TV, I don't spot any empty bento boxes or raw garbage sitting around. Still, this is way more dire than I expected. Plastic shopping bags aren't even the worst of it. There are piles of books and papers that I assume she uses for research. Some of these piles have toppled over, scattering the contents all over the room. Various articles of clothing are piled on those paper avalanches, making for some sort of chaotic piece of art. It almost resembles multicolored shaved ice in some weird way. Moeka is basically the perfect example of a woman who can't clean. I mean, I'm hardly one to talk. My room isn't exactly something to be proud of. But it sure as hell isn't the surreal experience that this is.
その辺座って。
ああ、悪いな。
Where am I supposed to sit? I can't say this out loud, so I tidy up one of the mountains of paper and sit down atop it. I ask Moeka a question, all the while attempting to not touch anything in fear of causing a tiny avalanche.
で、この部屋は出るのか？あ、いや、取材場所に選んだってことは何か出るんだよな。
I glance around her room considering its long years of filth and corruption. I wouldn't be surprised if evil spirits had latched onto this place, excuse me.
別に。
で、おい、だったらただのボロアパートではないか。
You're the worst. Don't call my place a trash bin. I mean, it is kind of messy, I'm sorry to say. Well, it's not like I have ever seen ghosts or anything here, but these kinds of old apartment buildings always tend to have some kind of weird supernatural stuff, right?
適当だな、おい。
What was the point of everything we went through at Radican and the shrine? It's a good question, actually. Didn't I tell you this was my last resort? I didn't want to do this.
それで、どんな心霊現象にするのだ？
That's a good question. Hopefully we can get an answer in the next episode. We are out of time for this one. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for some more Steins Gate antics. Sorry, I almost said Steins Gates. I didn't know where I was going with that. I'm really stuttering and losing my train of thought here. Apologies for that. But thank you for watching yet again. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.